Hi everyone, so today is day 20 of September Lead Coding Challenge, and this is the problem we'll be solving today. So in this problem, a tic-tac-toe game is being played by two players, A and B, on a 3x3 grid, and the rules are the same rules as normal tic-tac-toe game. So basically, the players will take turn placing characters in the empty squares. So the first player will always place the character X, and the second player will always place the character O. And these X and O characters are always placed in to the empty squares. And the game ends when there are three of the same character filling any row, column, or diagonal. So the game also ends if all these squares are non-empty. So after all these 9 cells are filled, so if there is no verdict, if there is no winner A or B, then the game is said to be have like the game is said to have ended into a draw. And yeah, so these are the rules. And so basically, what is happening that we have been given an array called moves, and these moves contain the moves by the players. So as per the rules, like first A will play. So this is the move of player A, and this is the move of player B, and this one is the player of this is the play. This one is the move by player A, and so on. And the moves are written using considering the zero-based indexing. So the moves will contain 2 digits from 0 to 2. So these are like mentioned in the constraints. So there can be at most 9 moves because there are 9 cells, and these moves are basically a pair of numbers, and there are no repeated elements on the moves, and moves follow the order of tic-tac-toe. So these are the constraints. So there are some examples. So in this example, first the A will make a move at 0 0. So he will play A will place X here. Then the second move is 2 0. So B will make a move here. So since B always makes O, so that B will mark O here. And similarly, after some moves, like we can see that a diagonal of x's will form. So basically, A will be winners because X is the character of A. Similarly, in the second example, B is the winner because a diagonal of O is formed. And in the third move, the game has ended into a draw because all the 9 cells have been filled, and no one is we can't neither A nor B is the winner. So that's why the output is raw. And if the moves are incomplete, and after these number of moves no one has won, then we have to return pending. So after these two moves, the state of the game is like this, and we can see that neither A nor B is the winner. So that's why the output is pending. So it is a simple implementation problem. So the constraints of the problem are so low that after every move we can check whether A has won or B has won by checking whether any row has is containing same characters, or any diagonal or any column is containing the same characters or not. So we will first do what we will we can get rid of these things. So first of all, what we will do, we will construct a 3x3 grid, and I will call it grid, right? And so I will initially fill it with empty characters. And now what we'll do, we will use an enhanced for loop. So we will consider every move. So every move is a vector of int. So we will consider every move of moves, and we will first check whether it is turn of A or not. So I will use a bool A equals to true. Is it will tell us whether it is term of A or it is a term of B. So at the end of every loop, I will invert the boolean A. So first of all, I will check if it is a term of it is A's turn. then I will do what? I will mark the grid move 0, move 1 as X, and if it is B's turn, then I will mark the same grid with O. And after marking this, I will check whether what is the verdict now. So I will use a function verdict, and I will pass this grid. So if the verdict of the, so this function will return 0 if A has 1, 1 if B has 1, and -1 if none of them has 1. So if the verdict is 0, then we will return A. If the verdict is 1, then we will return B. And yeah, and if verdict is -1, we will like process the next move. So even after like processing all these moves, we have not got any result. Then if the number of moves were, if moves dot size was 9, then obviously all the like cells have been filled, so we can return draw in that case. And if the number of moves are less than 9, then we can return pending. So we have like done the all the necessary things. We just need to complete this function verdict. So this draw and pending are written correctly. So now we can complete this draw like verdict function. So this verdict function is returning an int, and it is taking this grid by reference. So the reason I am passing this by reference, because we don't plan to like copy this grid because it will consume more memory. However, seeing the constraints, you can also copy it, but it is a better practice to pass it by reference if it is possible to do so. So now we have access to grid. Now we will like check whether the first row is all x's or not. So the like syntax of that will be grid of 0 0 is x, and grid of 0 1 is also x, and grid of, yeah, so this is yeah, all three are, the first column is all x, so in that case we can return 0. Similarly, we can check whether the second row is all x or not. So we can copy and paste the same thing. We just need to change the row number. So this will check whether the row 1 is all x or not. Similarly, we can check for the row number 2. And yeah, so basically this will check whether the second row is all x or not. And similarly, we can do these same things for y as well. So we can first like write all the conditions for x. So now we need to check first, like we will completing each condition one by one. So first we need to check for the first column. So for first column, all the second row number should be 1. No, it should be 0. And this one should vary from 0 1 2. So this will check whether the first column is all x's or not. Similarly, we can check for the second column. So second column will have these things. Column number 1, basically it is, yeah. And similarly, we can check for the third column, basically the column number 2. So we have now checked for all the 2 columns. Now we need to check for the diagonal. So the first diagonal will be going something like this. So for that, we will check whether the 0 0 1 1 and 2 2 are equal to x or not. And similarly, we need to check for the other diagonal. This one I am talking about. So in this case, it should be 0, 2, 1, 1 or 2, 0. So now we have written all the conditions for 3 axes. Now we can write the same thing for 3 O's. So we can do what we can write, just we can copy the same thing. So the last one was 0, 2, 1, 1 and 1. So this is where we need to check for the winning of B. So we can just change these X to O and we can return 1 here. Similarly, we can like make this code smaller by like instead of like we can use a character variable, some variable for here, and we can like run these two things by like first making that variable X and then making that variable O. But like it is like, since we have written these things, like since we have written almost all the code, now we will be like submitting the code this way. So some few more conditions to go. So we have almost completed all the conditions. Now, after all the conditions, we need to return -1 in the end. So if none of them are true, then we have to return -1 to symbolize that there is no what if. After these many moves, we can get rid of this. Now we can try to run it. Yeah, so it is working on the sample test case. We can submit it. Okay. So we are getting wrong answer. Let us check. So if we are making sure we are inverting A, and yeah, sorry, it should be O. So now I think it should work. Okay, so it got accepted. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow on the day 21 of the September Lead Coding Challenge.